Hello, Aquarius, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach, and I help you choose growth. I have an intuitive and spiritual message for you today about your journey this week. This is an inside and outside message that looks at your inner world as well as the outer world. I am using a brand new deck today. This is the Brady Tarot. I'm very excited. I love these cards, and the readings so far have been really powerful and interesting. So let's get started. You guys are saying left to right with the cards: Daughter of Horns, Armistice, Father of Roots. Okay. Come on. And the Empress. So interesting. We got some mother and daughter stuff going on. In the outside world. I want to start from the inside. Okay, so I just want to make sure these are going to be in the right order. Okay, so Aquarius, there's an end to the fighting yourself right now. You're not battling your upper and lower world, your inner and outer world so much. I feel like the warring factions within you have reached some kind of a truce. We have I believe it's a puma, so a mountain lion, and it's either a wolf or a coyote on this card. So it's a cat and a dog, essentially. So two very different creatures, but they're finally, in a sense, at peace with each other. They're not competing, they're not fighting with each other. So, if we go a little further, it just depends on if it's a wolf or a coyote. So I'm going to stick with the dog, because dog is unconditional love. Cat is more about peace. And so we have this idea of love and peace kind of being in harmony again with you. And because you're not fighting on the inside, you're not fighting on the outside. And I know that seems silly to say, but whatever we're experiencing on the inside, we have a tendency to project and then attract into our world. So when you are at peace with yourself, you attract more peace and you experience more peace in your interactions with others. So these are two very different factions of yourself. It might be head and heart, it might be dreams and reality, just two aspects of yourself that you often find at odds with each other. But they're finally at a truce. They're at kind of a standstill. And that brings us to our Father of Roots. Now, this card is so funny. He's a little mole. And he's what I think he's called a star-nosed mole. So this little star here looks like a flower. It's actually his nose. So you've got him sensing above ground. You've also got his lower half. It's just so funny. And there's some things down there for him to eat later, some bugs and such. So he's prepared on the bottom. He's got things to a good place. He's worked very hard. You've worked very hard to get to this place of balance. And this also reminds me of soul above, soul below. So above, so below. So whatever is going on up here is also going on down here. So again, spiritual problems can be problems in the body, spiritual blockages, or blockages in the body, physical blockages are actually spiritual blockages. This feeling of harmony and flow is back though. Because of the way you've been working, you have attained this moment of, it's a blissful moment, but it's a moment where you have the space and the time to just appreciate things. And so your guides are giving you the indication that it's okay to kind of stop and smell the roses. That for a moment here, just appreciate everything you've worked on, appreciate where things have worked for you. And you don't have to look so hard for another conflict right now. Okay, let's look out here, because we've got the Empress, very strong mother energy, and we've got the Daughter of Horns, more of a daughter energy. So let me see where we're going with that. I need another hand. They don't have any octopuses in this deck, but it would be helpful for me to have another. Okay, because of the fact that you're not fighting yourself anymore, you are able to engage in the world in a much more joyful way, this Daughter of Horns. Um, I just feel like kind of prancing through this field with a new spring in my step. There's an eagerness and a happiness and a freshness, a willingness to engage with the world and with your environment and the people in your life in a completely different way. And because of that, this is going to open you up to some new relationships with others because you have this openness. Again, because you're not fighting yourself on the inside. And this is going to lead to some new places. I know that sounds very trite to say, but again, it's all coming out of this place of inner fulfillment and inner peace. And it allows this playful, adventurous spirit to kind of go out and forge new connections that this time are going to be very nurturing and beneficial for you. Okay? Now on this side, we have the same, but it's looking more about the materials and well, actually, let me just ask, where are we going with the Empress card here? Okay. With this card, I'm actually feeling that the energy wants to be a little congested. It's almost like too much stuff, or it's a little too dense. So while they're saying, yes, appreciate on the inside, what you're searching after right now is new adventures, new emotional adventures, new people, new connections. Not so much amassing and holding on to the old. This is not about cutting off the old, but it's also not about, you don't want to get complacent. You want to keep reaching out. You want to keep exploring. You want to keep all these pathways open. You see how dense this is? And yes, there's a stream and there's kind of a way to get out. It's not the openness and the joy of this card. This Daughter of Horns is just so much more open. This one's it's a beautiful card, but for you right now, it's a little claustrophobic. So, this is about getting out of that comfort zone, letting things be a little bit unknown, not really caring where they lead, not really caring if they're lasting. You still want to nurture those connections that are good for you, that are close for you, but you don't want to get so involved in them that you completely miss out on these other chances and opportunities on this side. Okay, I want to draw one more advice card for you. Maybe. See? Okay, growth, 7 of roots. So this is also 7 of Pentacles in it, if you read the other kinds of decks. So stages of growth. This is pretty self-explanatory. We've got larva, we've got the actual bug, we have, we've got adult, we have pupal, whatever. So this is about understanding that your message this week is growth. That we're looking for you to not deepen, but to grow. So not going down the same pathways that you normally go down, but looking at other pathways. And when you look at those other pathways, you're going to find that those consistent pathways that you keep have a new meaning, have a new depth. So it's more about kind of perspective. When you look forward, then backwards makes sense. Sometimes when you look backwards, forwards make sense. But instead of actively trying to deepen what is already in place, when you go out to search for these new, then it automatically becomes deeper. It automatically becomes stronger. Okay, Aquarius, thanks so much for sharing your time and energy with me. I love these new cards. I'd love to know what you think about them. Any feedback is appreciated. If you are looking for an energetic check-in, or you'd like to get some more messages about your spiritual journey and guidance, I would absolutely love to work with you. You can check out my offerings at soulguidancewithadriana.com. There's a link in the description below. I will look forward to seeing you right here next time. Have a great week, Aquarius.